Namaskar everyone, welcome to Inkpot 1. Today we will discuss and learn chapter 1 of Social Science of class 6th. Birth of Jesus is a reference point to study history in modern days. You must have seen time is written as 1267 BC. This BC stands for before Christ, which means 1267 years before the birth of Jesus Christ. Similarly, time is also written as 1359 AD. Here AD means Anno Domini, which means in the era of Jesus Christ. You will also see CE and BCE, which means Common Era and Before Common Era. Here CE is equivalent to AD and BCE is equivalent to BC. One more term you will come across is BP, which means before present. You will notice that language and script used by earlier people is different from that of people of present time. For example, Sanskrit used to be the language in king's courts in earlier times. Prakrit language was used by common people. Nowadays, Hindi and English are used in parliament as official languages, while common people nowadays speaks languages like Punjabi, Gujarati, Haryanvi, Odia, etc. To understand languages of earlier people, a technique known as decipherment is used. Now let us see what we study in history. We study what people ate, kind of clothes they wore, type of houses they lived in, lives of hunters, herders, farmers, rulers, merchants, priests, craftspersons, artists, musicians, scientists, games children played, stories they heard, plays they saw, etc. Let us discuss the sources of history. Manuscripts, inscriptions and excavations are the sources of history. Manu means hand, so manuscripts are handwritten books generally written on the leaves of palm tree or specially prepared bark of a tree known as birch, which grows in the Himalayas. These books were preserved in temples and monasteries, and subject of these books used to be religious beliefs and practices, lives of kings, medicines and science. Now let us discuss lives of people. Skilled gatherer people lived along the banks of river Narmada for several thousand years. In the surroundings of Narmada river there were forests. Skilled gatherer knew about vast wealth of plants, and they collected roots, fruits and other forest produce for their food. They also hunted animals. In Suleiman and Kirthar hills, men and women first began to grow crops such as wheat and barley. People also began rearing of animals like sheep, goat, cattle and lived in villages. To the north of Vindhyas, rice was first grown. Cities developed near the banks of river Ganga and along the sea coasts. Son is the tributary of river Ganga. Area to the south of Ganga was known as Magad. Now lies in the state of Bihar. India word came from Indus. Bharat word came from group of people who lived in northwest and who are mentioned in the Rig Veda. Rig Veda is earliest composition in Sanskrit. Thank you.